Okay, today we start lesson 1-3, and that starts on page 23 in your workbook, graphs of equivalent ratios. So if you haven't finished 1-2, please get that done today. Our I can statement, our learning target is I can represent a collection of equivalent ratios as ordered pairs and graph the ratio relationships on the coordinate plane. Here's the vocabulary that we're going to learn. The origin, well, let's go here. The coordinate plane is your x and y axis. An ordered pair, that's x and y. X comes first. Think about alphabetical order. The origin is the center of your axis. That's 0, 0. That's where you start. Now we're just going to do one quadrant, so it's going to be at the bottom left for us. The x-axis is the horizontal. Vertical is y. So the first coordinate in this ordered pair, 4, 6, the x-coordinate is 4. So that means we're going to start at the origin and go over 4 to the right. Make sure, yeah, I guess that's shown right. Anyway, the y-axis in this ordered pair 5, 7, the y-coordinate is 7, so that means we're going to go, so once we go over 5x, we're going to go up 7 in the y. Let's see, let's do it full screen. All right, and this is not a long lesson, so you should be able to do it. You've already done the delta math to kind of remind you of how to plot points. So let's look at this lesson here. Ratios as ordered pairs. And let me make sure everything here is cleared. All right. So you previously learned how to create a ratio table and extend it by finding equivalent ratios. You can also represent a ratio relationship by creating a table of ordered pairs and graphing the ordered pairs on the coordinate plane. So to make a simple salad dressing, you can use 3 cups of olive oil for every cup of vinegar. And then you can add your herbs and all that kind of stuff. This relationship, we show it in the table here. So for 3 cups of olive oil, 1 cup of vinegar, so forth and so on. So for 2 cups of vinegar, 6 cups. These are all equivalent fractions or equivalent ratios. Think about it as 1 over 3 or 2 over 6. So they're all equivalent, okay? So then we're going to graph them. So our first point is 1, 3. And the way you use the graph in McGraw-Hill, we're graphing points. So it's going to appear there, but you got to drag it to the right place. So we start at our origin. We go over 1 and up 3. And you see how the 1, 3 shows? I'm going to hold it a minute so you can see. That means my x is 1 and my y is 3. So that's how you know you did the right thing. So this one is 2, 6. That's my next point. So I'm going to click my point tool again, and I'm going to go to 2, 6. And I'm going to show you something interesting here in just a minute. 3, 9. Click my point tool again, and I'm going to start at my origin. X is 3, y is 9. And you can see the 3, 9 there. Here, 4, 12. So we're going to go where x is 4 and y is 12. Right there. And then my next one is 5, 15. But if I notice, if I start here and go over 1 and up 3, I'm at 5, 15. That's the interesting thing I wanted to show you. So it's the same all along. So you can see that they're equivalent. So I went 1, 3. And from here I can go 1, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. So you see they're all of these points. That lets me know that all of my fractions are equivalent. All of my ratios are equivalent. Okay. So we talked about this. I already explained this. Compare and contrast. So I can see this is 1 times 2, 3 times 2. 1 times 3, 3 times 3. 1 times 4, 3 times 4. But all of these are equivalent. So if they're equivalent, I can go up the same amount each time. So once I plot 1, 3, if I do that same fraction, 1, 1, 2, 3, I'm at 2, 6, which is an equivalent fraction. Okay, equivalent ratio. I keep saying fraction, but a ratio and ratio and fraction actually technically mean the same thing in math. So I use them interchangeably. You'll learn that later on in math, that they are actually the same thing. So here is example 1, if it shows up. Okay. So Tamara is making charm bracelets for several friends. She uses 6 beads for every charm. So for every 1 charm, she uses 6 beads. Generate the set of ordered pairs for the ratio relationship between the number of beads, Y, so that's where our 6 is going to be, and the number of charms for a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 charms, and then graph the relationship. Okay, so let's look at it. So we know for 6 beads, there's 1 charm. So for 1 charm, there's 6 beads. For 2 charms, what do you think that's going to be? If the ratio stays the same. So this is 1 times 2, then this is 6 times 2, so it should be 12. You can pause the video at any time and work this and then check your answers against mine. And for 3 beads, it's going to be the same ratio. 1 times 3 is 3. 6 times 3 is 18. Or you can do it additive and add 6 each time. So if I added 6, it'll be 24. All right, now we got to do our ordered pair. So our first one is 1, 6. Next one is 2, 12. Remember, X comes first. Then we have 3, 18. And 4, 24. X comes first and Y comes second. All right. And next we're going to graph these. So these are our ordered pairs that we got from our original problem. I'm waiting for it to come up. Okay, here we go. So graph the ordered pairs 1, 6, 2, 12, 3, 18, and 4, 24. So let's do 1, 6 first. So where X is 1, Y is 6. You see the 1, 6? Then 2, 12. 2, 10, 11, 12. So we start here 1, 2, and then up 12. And that gives us our 2, 12. So I should be able to go up 1 and over 6 and be at 318. Let's see. So from this point, I can go, over 1 and then up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should be at 318. That should be my next point. Yep. And then 424. So remember, we start at our origin, okay? Then we go over to 4, and then up to 24. I felt like somebody's confused. So let's make sure we're at 424. Yes, we are. And then we're going to check our answer. We are correct. Of course we are, because we know what we're doing. So what do we notice about our graph? Just think about it. I noticed that if I connected them, it would be a line. My light's about to turn off. And I also noticed we are over 1 and up 6 on each one of them. Over 1, up 6. So you're going to do the check after example 1, and that's on page 24 in your workbook. Let me make sure the problem is the same. So Kim's Home Supply sells fencing that costs $14 for every 3 feet. Generate the set of ordered pairs for the ratio relationship between the cost Y and the total of 3, 6, and 9 and 12 feet of fencing. So you'll have to make your own table of ordered pairs. You can do that, like over to the left where you have the extra room in your workbook, over to the left. So let's look at it. So for every 3 feet, it's $14, so we know we'll put 14 in the first one. And so you think about what you do for the next one. If you have any problem with this, try it first. You got to have something written down to ask me a question. And then you're going to plot it right. You're going to plot it in your workbook. And then our last example is to graph and interpret ratio relationships. Trying to see if I can make it come in. I knew it would go back to the beginning. Okay, here we go. So to make one batch of homemade modeling clay that can be used in arts and crafts, Sequoia mixed your ingredients shown in the table. Graph the ratio relationship between the number of cups of water, so we have 2 at first, and the number of cups of flour for a total of 5 batches. So this is one batch. So 2 cups of water to, I gotta sneeze, hold on. So 2 cups of water to 4 cups of flour for one batch. Now, when you're working with this, if you ever, there's my original problem right there. If you're working online, I can assign this online, but I'm not going to today. So first, we got to generate our ordered pairs in order to graph. So for 2 cups of water, these are our numbers of batches. We have 4 cups of flour. We're going to let the flour be X and the water be Y. So for 2 batches, what do you think this number is going to be? Right, we're going to double it. So it's going to be 4. And we're going to double that. And so for this one, for 3, we're going to triple it. So it's 2 times 3, which is 6. And we can see this is 4 times 3, which is 12. If you want to do it additive, you're adding 4 on this side and you're adding 2 on this side. Okay. I don't normally do additive, but I'm just showing you. I usually multiply. So you're multiplying by the number of batches you want to make, because this is one batch, so you're going to multiply by the number of batches, both sides. Okay. Now let's see what we do next. So we got our ordered pairs, and then we're going to graph them. So our first one is 4, 2. So I start at 0, I go over to 4, and then up to 2. And so each one of these, I should be able to go over 4, 2. So there should be 8, 4. Yep. So I can go from this point, go over to 8, and up to 4. My next one is 12, 6. So start at my origin, go over to 12, and up to 6. Okay, and 16, 8. Where did it go? Okay, 16, and then 8. So you start at your origin, you go over to 16, and then up to 8. And this one is going to be 20, 10, I think. Yeah. Now they want us to describe the pattern in the relationship. So in the graph, the points appear to fall on the straight line. Each new point is 2 units up and 4 to the right. Is 2 units up and 4 units to the right from the previous. So like from here, from 4, I go up to 6, and then over 4 units. Now see, these are in groups of 2. These are in groups of 1. So make sure you read your graph correctly. That means that the number of cups of water increases by 2 cups as the number of cups of flour increases by 4. And that's a concept you're going to learn next year with linear equation. That's called the slope of the line. So just giving you a little hint. Maybe it's 8th grade. I'm not sure if 7th grade does it. But anyway, it's not in 6th grade. Do you think that all ratio relationships will have graphs that appear to follow in a straight line? Um, that answer is going to be yes, because you're dealing with equivalent fractions or equivalent ratios. And then your check is on page 26 in your book. I'm going to go ahead and read it. The question has two parts. So to make one batch of nectar to feed hummingbirds, Melanie added 4 cups of boiling water for every cup of refined sugar. So the sugar is going to be on the x-axis right there, and the water is there. Oh, and you can just put the points on it like that. Let me clear. So for 1 cup of sugar, 4 cups of boiling water for every cup of sugar. So 1 to 4. Okay, so I can go up 4 and over 1. Now you say, Miss Sledge, you just went up 2. That's 6, that's 8. Okay, or over 1 and up to 4. I can go over 1 and up to 4, because that's going in 2s. How many batches? For a total of 5 batches. So over 1 and up to 4, and then over 1 and up, over 1 and up 1, 2, 4. Okay, and so you would do that in your book, and then talk about, and then say which one of these. When it says describe the pattern in a relationship, you're going to pick one of these statements. So all the graph, in the graph, the points do not appear to follow on a straight line, and in the graph, the points appear to follow on a straight line. Each new point is 1 unit to the right of the cup and 4 units up from the previous point. This means that the cups of boiling water increase by 1 cup, and as the sugar increases by 4 cups. And then it says, this one says, in the graph, the points appear to follow in a straight line. Each new point is 1 unit to the right and 4 units up from the previous point, and that's true on all of them. 1 to the right, up 4. That's how I graphed it. And this means that the cups of boiling water increase by 4 cups as the cups of sugar increase by 1 cup. So you're going to select one of those, and just, I'll leave it there for a minute. You can pause the video and you can write. I would just write that last part. We know it's not A, but it's one of these. Okay? Your assignment is on page 27 and 28 in your workbook. And remember, after you're done with that, you're going to put them online in McGraw Hill. I'll put the link up for you. You're going to put your questions online so it can self-grade. Y'all know Miss Sledge, grading all these papers is just not my thing. All right, y'all. Have fun with the lesson today. Some of you are going to be working on your test corrections. And then once you finish this, make sure you finish the iReady, and then make sure you complete 1-2. I can't remember. I don't think I assigned 1-1. I think I may or may not have. But anything that's missing, make sure that you complete it today. Now, if you're still turning in things for Unit 3, that's got, unless you were absent and excused, I'm going to only give you 75% credit. So make sure to fill out the missing assignments form and let me know why you're turning it in late. Okay? All right.